Um, this video is again for again and again the violations from my daughters in the facility from Franklin Manor from yesterday, and from these 2 years. And again, the Franklin Manor, the facility, Michelle Sage, Lori Fernandez, Holly John, Leslie Hunt, and many of the nurses that are working in the facility, Franklin Manor, they are violating again my daughter's rights. I see my daughter over the video call yesterday. My daughter, she have a very badly pain on both legs and her knees, and she told me that she was running. So I wonder if she was running or they was being chasing her for still provoking to my daughter again this injury. Okay, who was supervising my daughter? Who was next to my daughter for the having this accident? I want to be finding out how that happening. I was calling to the facility to the nurse if they can tell me how that accident was happening and when it was happening, how that happening, at what time it was happening, and they are not even picking up the phone. I called more than 5 times and nobody picked up the phone. So when I call again back to the facility and I asking if somebody can help me to find it out and to give me some information how the accident was happening to my daughter yesterday or the day before on Tuesday. They put in her name is Lori Fernandez, the director of the nurse. So she told me this. The my daughter, she was being playing inside the room with a motor scooter inside the room, jumping up and with the motor scooter inside. Who was providing to my daughter a riding inside the facility in the room, a motor scooter inside the facility with these children's. My daughter, she doesn't have a lot of special needs. The other children, they do, but it doesn't matter. Special needs or no special needs, who was the person that was providing to my daughter the motor scooter to riding inside the facility in the room? Okay, so nobody tells me anything. One day before, I was called every day to the facility for asking how is my daughter doing it, and the facility doesn't, the nurse doesn't want to be picking up the phone. So when are they doing something like that, this is what they're making me feel like something is not going well inside the facility. Or they put in another, like they still saying all the time that they are busy, they are all the time they are doing something. Yesterday they was not even busy because when I was there checking and see and find out if they want to be telling me how that happened in the accident, I was so from my left side and the window, 3 nurses looking at me like this. And the other side, there was the same thing, okay? And from the door, the same thing. No social distance. They're saying they having coronavirus inside there, and they having bad behavior in there. They having 10 outside from the checking the kids outside. So, but my concern is who was providing to my daughter or who was provoking to my daughter this accident. They having surveillance cameras, and I asking to the police, including to the Christine and to the Leslie Hunt, to find out how the accident was happening. Okay. Leslie Hunt and Michelle say she was very scared, saying if I was being recorded to them. It's not necessary to record it to you, miss. It's not necessary to be having all the time my camera on my hand. Okay. It's not necessary. Evidence that will be found no matter what, everywhere or anywhere. Everything is justice. For all this injustice is going to be the justice coming up. And also I was founded on papers, the Franklin Manor, their disability rights they are breaking from all the children inside the facility. They are individuals with a disability from New York. They are investigating allegations and abuse and neglect, persons with a disability, and they haven't a lot of issues this facility for many places. I have a lot of things that is concerning me that this person they having bad behavior assessments, bad behavior from the Franklin Manor, misconducting all the children's, exhibiting persisting behaviors from the staff, from the social workers, from the facility staff, from the supervisors, from the school teachers, bad behaviors from the doctors, putting on the students in risk for violating the kids' rights inside the facility. So it's concerning me a lot. There's these people that still being abusing a lot, and inside and outside from the Franklin Manor that is failing to create they are failing to creating and implementing system behavioral interventions plans for the kids. They failed not to providing to any single kid a good education, and the only they thinking there's only medication because medication is not going to resolve all this. All right. So for my investigation and for asking who can tell me how my daughter she was having this accident and how that happening, and nobody tells me anything from the one day before when I was called every day, and now they are not going to be answering me the phone for telling me how is my daughter doing it, so they start breaking my law. Okay. If they don't pick it up the phone later for asking how is my daughter doing it, they are going to get in more legal problems. So when I found it and who the person that was telling me that my daughter she was injured her legs, it was Miss Lori Fernandez, the director of the nurse, telling me, and I asked her how the accident was happening, and this is what she told me. Okay, just find it. Yeah, this is Katie's mom.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, it happened on the hall where she lives inside.
And when did that happen?
On the night, the evening of the night.
Evening of the night. And who provided the thing for what you saying? What type of thing it is for?
What type of what?
What exactly how that happening?
She was playing with a motorcycle and she was like scooting on the floor with the motorcycle.
And who provided that type of motorcycle for playing inside?
It was a very small toy. It wasn't a big thing like that. It was a small toy.
What is the reason? It's a small toy, motorcycle running inside the facility. And it's a small toy, no matter what. It's a motorcycle scooter inside the facility. Who provided to my daughter to ride in, and to my daughter this type of bicycle inside there, or motorcycle inside there? Did she create all this, or somebody's really do this to my daughter for still provoking my daughter again another accident in both legs? Scooter motorcycle inside the facility. It surprised me when I told this to the Christine and the Michelle said, she told me that my daughter she was running and she was scratching her feet, her legs, her knees on the floor. They wasn't telling me where exactly was happening, right? And I told her they was telling me two different versions, and I told the police the same thing. They was telling me two different versions. My daughter she told me that she was running and she was hurt her legs. They don't let her to telling me where she was hurt her legs. She is on pain right now. And Michelle says she told me with bad behavior, unprofessional, telling me that my daughter she already told me how the accident was happening. Michelle says, I don't know how old are you, but for me you sounds very immature, very unprofessional, not to answer me my questions and telling me exactly how my daughter she was having this injury on her both legs.
It happened on the hall where she lives.
Okay. And it was happening in the hallway that the room is she's sleeping. I'm wondering how that happening because she say at the evening at night. what time is supposed to be my daughter go to sleep, because she was looking tired too, with a lot of pain, and nobody calls me for letting me know this accident was happening a day before evening 9, like she said. What time it was happening? They don't want to tell me the details. For breaking my law again, from my daughter's law and her civilian rights and her kids' right inside the facility. So now we're gonna be starting posting the evidence, because Christine, that she's the one that she's working in the facility. I don't know exactly what is she's exactly her job it is inside there. And I told her that you, Michelle, you told me that my daughter, she was hurting her legs running. No, you don't tell me. You told me that my daughter, she tells me that my daughter, she was running, but you don't tell me nothing. You just only focus yourself for telling me that I have to be using the mask. Okay? That is not my priority right now, miss. My priority right now is to do like a mother that I am for my daughter, to find how again this accident is still being abusing my daughter again in the facility. And I told the Christine and to the Leslie Hunt, if I had to be recording every single place that I had to be going and to find an evidence, and she told me, you are the parent and you have the right to do that. Okay? So whatever I do is legally. Maybe she knows exactly the legal rights for every single kid from there, and you don't even know. Okay? And I told her, to Christine, that I want to file again another complaint to the facility, because you have no rights for it to continue over and over breaking my daughter's law and they still abusing my daughter inside the facility and not answering me my questions like it's supposed to be. So Lorraine Fernandez, she told me, okay, I have the evidence over here because I have the legal rights to do that. She said it was my daughter, she was riding a motor scooter inside in the hallway at evening 9, and nobody tells me anything. And it's a small toy. Doesn't matter if it's a small toy or bigger toy, no matter what. It's a motor scooter inside the facility. Okay? And with this evidence, I'm going to be posted right now, because if they're still holding and again and not telling me exactly who was providing all this toy to my daughter for playing inside the facility, for injuring my daughter's leg, her arm, her knees, her wrist, and I don't know, maybe her legs, and more on that. And you still not returning me my daughter like the judge already say that. Jennifer Chrissy, you say she's in my case. I called her yesterday, and she told me another thing that probably you was being challenged her to do something to me. Michelle Sage, you must be better to stop breaking our law. Michelle Sage, you must be better control yourself. You need to go to somebody else to helping you for your behavior. And I want to be finding many other things that I have to be posting over here, because you are not returning me my daughter. They just already said that you have to be returning me my daughter, and they still not doing that. So who's violating already the court orders? That is Franklin Manor staff and CPS attorney, Mrs. Holly John. Okay, so this is my evidence for showing again how the Franklin Manor is violating my daughter's rights inside the facility, and telling me that my daughter, they was given to my daughter
Inside.
okay, a motor scooter inside to play inside the facility. So I want to be posted again to hear it again how this is happening. Okay.
Sure thing. 1 second.
Thank you.
Are you speaking?
Yeah, this is Katie's mom.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, it happened on the hall where she lives inside.
And when did that happen?
On the night, the evening of the night.
Evening of the night.
Uh-huh.
And who provided the thing for what you said? What type of thing it is for?
What type of what?
What exactly how that happening?
She was playing with a motorcycle, and she was like scooting on the floor with the motorcycle.
And who provided that type of motorcycle for playing inside?
It was a very small toy. It wasn't a big thing like that. It was a small toy.
Well, a small toy or not, it's a motor scooter inside the facility. Okay, so please enjoy my videos again, because I'm not very happy for how the Franklin Manor again is still violating my daughter's rights inside the facility. And I'm gonna be proceed with all this issue again. And with this evidence, Mrs. Lori Fernandez, she provided me to me. They're gonna be starting investigated, including the Christine, because I saw this evidence, and she told me I have the legal rights to record every single thing, no matter what. You have no rights for telling me not to do that. I have the legal rights to do that because my attorney, the civilian rights attorney, he and she say I have the legal rights to do that, and the police too. Okay? So no matter what is evidence that something is happening inside the facility, somebody was providing to my daughter to riding motor scooter inside the facility. Okay? So return my daughter, like they just say, Michelle Sage, and comply with everything because you're still violating the rights for my daughter and myself and the court orders. You're still violating that. All right? So this is the video that's going to be posted today, so that way you can still see it. And then if you don't want to be telling to the judge, doesn't matter. The judge already know exactly whether exactly I'm doing it, because this investigation is going to go very deeply for finding how that happening again, this accident. This is a more bigger problems they still creating to us, and I'm not going to be still letting it to happening. The facility from Franklin Manor is a lot of violations that I have it here on paper. They say and they are failed to pursue the investigation allegations from abuse and neglect from the school and from the adaptive and integrative learning from the Franklin Manor for all the children. They are investigating all the abuse, all the neglect, all the mistreating, all the abuse from the facility and from the children's. The functioning is to investigate allegations or abuse and neglecting of persons with a disability. Okay, so this is the rights over here. They say they are investigating everything. So I want to be find out who's the person is still investigating all this. If they don't provide me all the information, who was providing to my daughter to play with the scooter, the motor scooter inside the facility, the person is holding the information is doing something that is illegal. Okay, if you're not complying, and I have the legal rights to record everything no matter what, and you still not even give me a day for still being visit my daughter and to bringing my daughter back no matter what. You are violating my rights, Michelle Sage, again, because you told me on August it's going to be starting the visitations. And I saw yesterday many parents coming inside and outside and many other days too. Okay? There are other parents that still visiting the kids inside and outside. And you are not letting me to still be visit my daughter just because you hated me for so much. God bless you to you, Miss, because I don't know how can I hate people. Okay? I don't know how to hate people. I would like to know how can I hate you. I don't know how. Sorry. But are you keeping provoking me? I have a patient and I have a rights. And I gonna get justice for all this injustice. Okay? You like to laugh? Don't make me laugh because I'm not happy. Okay? The thing is I'm laughing because I don't know how to hate people. I don't know how can I send you a bad words to you. I don't know how. Seriously, I don't know how. I don't even raise myself in the wrong way because I'm praying every day. And I'm praying for having my daughter back to me. Okay? And I want to be have her back. And all of you from the Franklin Manor, they're going to be responsible for all this abuse, no matter what. Okay? I have to be hang up because I need to drink my water because my throat is hurts a lot. Okay? And it's not for the coronavirus. It's for the abuse you still creating to us. And you are not going to be still breaking my parenting rights, Chrissy, Jennifer Chrissy. You have no rights for still doing something like that. Okay? You are in my case. Work in my case and to return me my daughter like you told me. If you're not going to be in my case to return me my daughter, please step off away from us. And I'm going to be finding another way to get my daughter. But on this way, I'm going to be still posting evidence because I have the legal rights to do that. Okay? You have no rights for still breaking my daughter's rights inside the facility or outside, or they still continue violating the court orders from my case. Okay? Please subscribe to my channel if you have any comments, any concerns. Think first for yourself if you have any concerns for yourself before to judge me or judge something from these violations. And more that I do have it, I want to be finding more evidence and more information from the facility, how many violations the facility have it for all these children from the facility, for these special needs kids that are inside the facility. They are only provoking a lot of violations and abusing them for no reason, including to my daughter. And they're only prescribing medication for no reason. That is a big violation. Discrimination, abuse, violation of the rights, and many other things that are violating our kids' rights and amendments for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 14, 15, and more of that. And I think so the A2. Okay? And you still violating my daughter's right inside the facility. You don't like me to still be file complaint with the Justice Center? That's my rights because that's my daughter. Okay? You like to still violating my daughter's rights and still abusing my daughter, including the staff, and they don't let me to see her. They don't let me to speak with her over the phone. You put in restrictions to her to making her to be quiet. You are not a good counsel, Miss Michelle Sage. You are not a good person with good behavior. You are violating my daughter's rights. You are breaking every single day the violations my daughter's rights, and you have no controlling of your behavior. And this is what I see over here. They're saying the behaviors from the assessments and from the students, creating from the staff, from the employments on the and the staff in the social service and the social services being aware for behaviors from the ferncliff fails to conduct good behaviors for the kids. So there is a lot of violations in the ferncliff Manor. Okay, I have to read all these papers and all this information that I have here because I mean there's a lot of concerns for me from this ferncliff Manor, neglecting my case, neglecting my daughter. They are investigating this facility for a lot of issues, a lot of medical neglect and school neglect and special education neglect. And what else they having here? There's a lot of multiple complaints alleging of the students and residentials attending the ferncliff Manor. Okay, it's a lot of neglect in there in that facility. And with that papers that I do have, I wanna be send it to the investigator in the court, so that way they're gonna be find how many violations, and to the government to find what is exactly they still doing in the ferncliff Manor. Okay, if you don't return me my daughter right now, like I say, like the judge say already to the Holy John to return me my daughter and to letting me be the mother like I am for my daughter, I will be do the justice for this injustice because the justice is coming right now. If you have to be go outside to protesting at the doors, I will be do that because I have the legal rights to do that, and peaceful because I'm not going over there to hurting you like I used to doing to my daughter. If you have some issues from me, come to me, miss, talk to me like two adults, not still being adult abusing my daughter because you sound for me that you are very dangerous to be next to my daughter. Okay, so must be better to comply with all this because with this evidence and I have more. Okay, and I want to be showing another evidence that I do have it from you against my daughter and myself inside the facility with something that is not appropriate for you. Okay, so returning my daughter. Ferncliff Manor, they have no rights for still continue holding my daughter and violating all the kids' rights inside. And there's a lot of multiple complaints from parents and for Ferncliff Manor abusing the children inside the facility. Okay, please subscribe to my channel, share my videos. If you don't share my videos, I will share my video no matter what. Okay, if the parents doesn't even see all this abuse, I will share it all my videos to everywhere, including the hospital, because I never treat any single person in the wrong way. I have the legal rights for having my requests back to me from medical reports, school reports, and nobody's sending me anything and solving all the situation. Okay? If you keep violating my daughter's right again, believe me, I will do the justice for all this injustice, and I'm going to be bringing my daughter back to me no matter what. Okay? God bless you to all of you.